Greetings, everyone. Greetings and welcome. My name is Slayheim, and this is just going to be a quick first impressions video about Endwalker and my thoughts regarding just the very first areas, the first city, the first sort of open area, and the first dungeon. I'm not going to go into great detail. I don't want to include spoilers or anything like that for people. It's just going to be like a very brief sort of overview, just my thoughts, and you can take it with a grain of salt. Um, First, let me just say that I really enjoyed like the journey over to the city of Charlan. The architecture is really beautiful. Like it was very reminiscent of like ancient Greece or like Italy. That the architecture is beautiful. It's like a lot of what you see sort of in Idleshire. It's a lot of that same influence. The music was really beautiful, and I thought Shadowbringers did it really well because it was like you were a stranger in a strange place, but it was yet oddly familiar, you know? You literally were in a different world, and they did a really fantastic job with that. And then this too is just like the mellow music, and you're already a hero, like you're already kind of known. It's interesting, and also the journey over to the boat is very reminiscent of the start of the game, where we see Alice and Alphino kind of sleeping. We're kind of traveling with them, and it's like it was an interesting twist because now we already are like a legend kind of in the world. Like people know us, and we're traveling with our companions. The chemistry between the cast of characters is really beautiful. The voice acting is incredible. Like the music is amazing. I love like how they sort of remixed some of the tracks, and it's really nice. There's something ethereal there too, and enchanting in the music, and in some of the tunes that you see throughout the world. Um, Thavnair as well is like a beautiful and interesting place. The culture is unique, but I will say I'm not particularly fond of the questing so far. It kind of just seems like a slog to me, honestly. As well as like some of the escort type stuff just feels like a slog, and I don't know if maybe that just not enough people could get in, and I don't know if maybe it was a bit overhyped because the amount of players waiting to get in queue, it took me 2 hours to be able to play the game. But now I will say this is just barely scratching the surface. I know there's so much yet to come. There's so much more to the story, but this is just general first impressions. I will say I think Shadowbringers was more compelling, and it kind of pulled you in right in the beginning, at least from like a story perspective. Just from a simple story perspective, I feel like Endwalker kind of fails to make that same impact. You know what I mean? Particularly in the beginning. Besides that, I also enjoyed the first dungeon. The first dungeon was really cool and interesting. I like the formula. It's just to me, Thavnair, it kind of felt a bit empty. You're like riding around for long periods of time, just seemed kind of like bleak and empty and vast kind of. But I think that's just because it's like it's on a Friday, like people are still at work, people are still at school, like it's no big deal. Like I'm even waiting to get back in. I had to take a small break, but these are just my first impressions of Endwalker. You're definitely walking all right, walking to the end. That's gonna be the meme. But so I will say there's a cinematic quality to the game. The music is amazing. Um, the architecture of the city. I will say I think Charlan is probably my favorite city that I've seen, because I like um Ishgard was okay. Ralger's Reach was cool. Yulmore, I didn't really care for Yulmore that much, and the Crystarium was pretty cool. But so I will say, out of the cities that we see in the expansions, Charlan is probably my favorite so far. I really enjoy Charlan, but it's just a personal thing, you know. That is it. That is my first impressions of Walker. What do you think so far? I'm sure a lot of you are farther along than I have, but I'm enjoying it so far. I'm playing Paladin and I'm really liking it a lot. tell me what you think. And thank you for watching. It's so nice to just kind of see everybody reunite with old friends, and I really love that time of just everyone being together. It's new for everybody, and everybody is experiencing it all at the same time, and I really cherish that feeling. I love the beginnings of things, the beginning of expansions, the first couple weeks of release. Like, that is the best time that you just remember the most in a game. You know what I mean? So enjoy it, take it all in, and take care.